Jack. Thanks for the trip to hell and back.
All right, welcome back into the Tunes Brothers. We got myself and Scotty tonight. That, of course, was Sin, a band I can't recommend enough. Unfortunately, I don't have an album to recommend to you, but they do have songs on Spotify and YouTube, and they do a lot of opening gigs at festivals or even one-off shows for bands. Check them out if you can. What are we doing today, Scotty?
Okie dokie, Kiss fans, Kiss Army, all you crazy rabid Kiss fans or Kool-Aid drinkers, whatever. Hey, I am too. So, but anyway, we're going to go over our concerts that we've been to the Kiss concerts. We can jab at the opening bands too. I mean, there's really no limits on this. We're going to talk about our Kiss concert experience personally. We're going to rank them in the order that we enjoyed them till we get to number one. And yeah, just have a good conversation, man, and just see if anything crazy happened there that didn't happen here and or whatever. I think I got a couple of odd things. But anyway. That's what we're going to do, guys. We're just going to go through our concert experience with the band that we freaking worship forever.
Right. All right. Well, what year was your first concert? This will be a way to determine who goes first.
My first Kiss concert?
Yeah.
It was.
Was that Animalize?
Yeah, 1985. I wanted to say 4, but I'm thinking it's 5, man, because it was like December of 85.
All right.
Because it was in December, bro. And okay. So 84, 85. Huh. I'll have to look it up, but I think 85. I think 85.
I'll jump in here first then. My very first concert, period, was my very first Kiss concert. And that was Creatures of the Night, Bismarck Civic Center, December 29th, 1982. Wow. This also marked Vinnie Vincent's live debut with the band.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was supposed to be the night prior, I believe, in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and there was a massive blizzard, and that show got canceled.
Is that your least favorite show?
Are you crazy? No, I'm just going with the.
Okay, I didn't want you to spill too much because we're ranking.
No, yeah, I just figured we'd list the shows and then we could rank them, because otherwise, in my head, I'm going to get all messed up.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, if you ain't finished, go ahead. I thought we were.
No. I just wanted to list. I just want us to list our shows that we can remember at least being at, and then we can go through. And then we can go through and rank them. Unless you want to give highlights and everything right away as we talk about them.
Well, I figured we could start at the bottom and work our way up and talk about it as we hit them and why, this and that and what you noticed and stuff, and then we'll work our way to number one. That's why I was, wondering.
That's my bad. Then start while I quickly research the order of these in which I don't like them to like them. Go ahead and start your worst Kiss show.
Okay. Yeah, man. I didn't know, dude. I
didn't either. We didn't really talk about it, so.
Okay. My least favorite Kiss show, man, and I know a lot of people are gonna because let me go ahead and state for the record, guys, that I didn't hate any of these Kiss concerts, man. I just had a lot of disappointment things about some of them, not all of them by far. The majority are fucking flawless almost. My least favorite one is what is it? No. Hey, dumbass, where is it? Okay. Yeah, I've seen Kiss a lot. I'll tell you how many times too. Uh, my least favorite one would have to be the Kiss and Def Leppard show. Um, I mean, and I'm going on Kiss, guys. Yeah, the opening band, Def Leppard, was fucking phenomenal. I mean, they were on their marks that night in Charlotte, bro. And not only that, Rick Allen was on. And I mean, damn, you thought he had three fucking arms, bro. He never ceases to amaze me. I don't give a damn. Uh, look, he just, we've talked about this before. He run all over Eric Singer, bro. He didn't have a prayer. And had one arm drummer. And it wasn't because Eric Singer's worse than Rick Allen with two arms. That's not, no, that ain't possible. It was the sound.
Yeah.
They were louder than Kiss. They were heavier than Kiss. It was Def Leppard, Brian. I mean, Def Leppard's no fucking joke in concert now. I don't tell anybody that. They're gonna fucking rock. You're thinking you're listening to metal because they got it jacked up, bro. Kiss was not. They sounded good, but they just wasn't the loud Kiss, man, like they were on that every time. I mean, it was hard to get louder than them, especially at one I got coming up. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I just know that definitely it's a very rare thing to get done in by opening band. Kiss has never got done in, man. You know, but hell, Karma's a bitch. They used to do everybody else in when they first came out, man. They just blow the people away. But this wasn't a blow away thing. This was a sound thing. If they would have come out there with the same sound in that show, I wouldn't have been able to advance one band over the other. Kiss would have probably took it because of the
Now
stage.
was that at the PNC Music Pavilion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That would have been July 19th, 2014.
Yes.
And I can give you the set list for that tour for both bands. It was Def Leppard, and they started with Let It Go, Rocket,
Yes.
Animal, Foolin', Love Bites, Let's Get Rock, Two Steps Behind, done acoustically, Bringing on the Heartbreak, half acoustic, half electric, Switch 625, Hysteria,
Yes.
Armageddon, It, Pour Some Sugar on Me, with an encore of Rock of Ages and Photograph.
Yes. That's
Okay.
they perfectly done it, you know.
Kiss had a set list of Psycho Circus, Deuce, Shout It Out Loud, War Machine, Hotter Than Hell. Oh, God, Hotter Than Hell. I Love It Loud, Lick It Up, God of Thunder, Hide Your Heart, Calling Dr. Love, Love Gun, Black Diamond, Detroit, and Rock and Roll All Night.
Yep. Sounds right to me, man. And it would, I liked it. I do. I always liked them some way, shape, or form, man. But they just, in that one, they were just not, they wasn't, you know, you're outside, bros. You can turn it up to 11.
Yeah.
I, they just got, but they were great. I mean, I'm not going to say they weren't. No, they weren't great, dude. I can't say it. Paul, his voice was not, he wasn't using anything at the time. He was really slipping in. He was slipping on the Sonic Boom tour, for fuck's sake, but he was fucking fire on that tour. I mean, it didn't matter. Yeah, there was a little bit of rasp there. I can't talk about it yet. But anyway, that one was getting cringeworthy at points and times in the concert. And the one thing that pissed me off so bad And it happened a couple of times. We were behind the wall, and you got to go through these alleyways with security and stuff to get to the seats in the front or in under the thing. When Paul come out on his damn thing, man, and got on that thing, it was going around. I mean, this fucking guy sings 2 songs out there. I Was Made for Loving You and freaking Love Gun. Before he goes back, we busted through there somehow without getting. No, I jumped over the wall in between the sections. We freaking climbed up over the wall, and I wanted to get some good pictures. And we was sitting right under him. It was turning, man, and every time it turned, he'd come right around to us. They was just mobs of people around that thing, man, standing on seats because it was right in the middle of the seats. Did you know that bastard never one time in 2 songs looked down?
Are you shitting me?
None of us. We're all sitting there trying to get a picture of him. Just look at us, man. Just fucking look at us, bro. He looked out the whole damn time. And that was the second or third time I had been to see him at that point in time. The reason it wasn't a good Kiss concert, Kiss had lost the magic then. They were going through the motions. They were not having a good time. They were really going, because I'd seen them twice on a lot of these tours, bro. And it was like watching the replay of the night before everything. And they just weren't, yet Paul was just fucking just doing his thing, and he just wasn't paying, he just fucking wasn't paying attention. And you went back, you know, and you could just tell they looked like they were the miserablest fucking band that ever lived. And Peter and Ace wasn't even there. But they played good and everything, man. But it was
that's a fucking product of that goddamn rehearsed down to the fucking second. Be here on this mark at this time. That cookie cutter bullshit that I've been complaining about for the last 20 years of them live. There was a few, minor improvements with End of the Road, but for the longest time, man, it's exactly what you said. It was like just fucking putting a videotape on and watching a concert in a different venue. I mean, it was the same thing, day in, day out, show after show, town after town. And they chalk it up to being organized, and I chalk it up to being stale ass and boring. I don't want to see that. I want to see you just wing it. I
want to see you have a good fucking time.
Yeah, bullshit with the crowd. I don't want the stage rants to be the same. I don't want the songs to be in the same order. You can have the same songs, but just make it real. Make me think I'm at a different show than the one I just saw on fucking YouTube.
You're Kiss, motherfucker. You want to be the happiest motherfuckers in the world. You sell out fucking every time. It's fucking goddamn just fucking packed to the fucking gills, even on the lawn. And it's like, y'all, we're here to fucking see you motherfuckers, man. You guys are just I'll trade places with you any damn day of the week. Yeah. I mean, but anyway, I'm going to let you go to yours because that one will be. And I always went though, because I just wanted to see them. No. I didn't give a fuck. I still went hypocritically like I don't give a damn. When they came around, I went and seen them. Fuck it.
Gotcha.
Am I going to get something different this time? Am I going? Because I'm not the one that looks up everything before I go.
No, I refuse
my
to.
Best friend's wife, she does that shit, and I'm like, hey, blah, fucking say nothing to me.
Yeah, I think Cicchini was like that too with End of the Road from Three Sides. He always would get on the fans when they're writing in, hey, stop. I don't want to know what the stage looks like. I don't want to know fucking nothing. I want to go in blind.
I never watch a clip. They'll say, yeah, watch us in Nashville last night. No, I don't want to watch. No. I don't want to see it.
No.
I like going and being surprised.
That's like watching the movie on YouTube before you go to the movie theater to watch it. Why the fuck would you want to do that? But anyway,
I'm not.
So my least favorite was my least favorite for a few reasons that were not necessarily in Kiss's control. And this was at the North Dakota State Fair in Minot, North Dakota. And this was the Freedom to Rock tour. This July 30th of 2016. The set list, Detroit Rock City, Deuce, Shout It Out Loud, Creatures of the Night, I Love It Loud. The one reason I was extremely excited for this is because the first time since the 70s, they were putting Flaming Youth in their set on the Freedom to Rock tour. God of Thunder, Psycho Circus, Shock Me, Cold Gin, Lick It Up, War Machine, Love Gun, Black Diamond, Encore of Beth, Star Spangled Banner, Into Rock and Roll All Night. This was a disappointment for number one. It was like 101 degrees that day in Minot, and the entire fairgrounds, everything on the fairgrounds that we've been, walking around all day, the food stands and all that shit, everything's on pavement. So, it's like 120 fucking degrees actual when you're walking around. I mean to tell you, it was me and my wife and her best friend. All three of us were soaked head to fucking toe long before the show even started. It was so fucking hot. So that's number one. Number two, you get in and we got last minute tickets. So they're up in the grandstands of this is like a 15,000 seat fucking deal, which sold out. So we're up in the fucking grandstands. So now your view is the light truss, and then you got to try to look down to see Kiss underneath it. I'd never been that far away from any band ever in concert. Miserable experience. Takes the fun right out of it. But perhaps the biggest reason I didn't like it is this motherfucker, the first half of the show was in the daylight. I can't, as fun as outdoor shows are, there is nothing worse than a rock or metal show by a band who brings lighting and pyros and everything else to be playing in the fucking daylight. All of the nuances and coolness of the visual aspects are shot. It did have some cool highlights. They did a big, everybody stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance for the troops. They brought every city, they were bringing out a kid to play on stage with them. I think it was on I Love It Loud. And there was this girl, maybe 10 years old, and Paul would have her stand right in front of her. He'd, hunch over so he was close to her height, and he'd put the guitar over both of them. And he'd take her hands and put them in the right spots and strum the song. So she was actually live playing the rhythm parts. So cool. It was up on the big screen so you could see what was going on. But other than that, like I said, the daylight kills a lot of it. And Flamin' Youth was fucking so cool to see. They knocked it out of the park. But it was almost the most low energy show I've seen them do. And I can imagine how fucking hot it was on the stage. So that's probably part of why they seemed almost lethargic. But other than that, I mean, it was still a good show, but it just wasn't Kiss in your face like usual.
No, like I said, they done going through the motions by then, and I'll get to that exactly when I first noticed that. And by the way, the Freedom to Rock tour, to hell with y'all. They did not come to North or South Carolina for that tour. They stopped in West Virginia right above us, and damn them. That was the first one I was going to take my kids to. But they didn't come here because of some kind of ordinance or law that they didn't like or whatever was going on at the time. I can't remember, something about bathrooms or something. Man, I'm like, what? What the fuck are y'all talking about? Because we wouldn't get fucking bisexual bathrooms, motherfucker. Really? But anyway, I'll get fucking going on that shit, bro. But anyway, yeah, I had to wait to the next one to take them, But anyway, hell no. The next one, similar to the one I just talked about, it was Motley Crue and Kiss, and Kiss performed better in this one. They were still going through the motions. This was 2012, I think, and this was like the Monster tour type gig going on with Spider and shit, or whatever it was. the slow spider. But yeah, man, I really loved how they came down through that thing, man, at night. And all the dry ice, man. I mean, Kiss on stage with dry ice, bro, and red and green lights is the fucking shit. I mean, to me, that is what that always reminds me of Rock and Roll Over, like Love 'Em, Leave 'Em video and freaking, I Want You type videos. But yeah, man, that was a better show. It was actually a couple years before the Def Leppard show, or a year or so, whatever. Motley Crue, I got them by they got them by a thread. It was a lot closer than Def Leppard. Like I said, man, I know you brother there, man, hates Motley Crue and don't think Vince Neil can sing, but I just can't see it, bro. As many times as I've been to see them live, man, Vince Neil is never off at my shows, dude. And I'm telling you, they're one of the bands that can do it just like the fucking album. Yes, I know he misses some words here and there and kickstarts your heart and stuff like that, but fuck, he don't sound bad, man. I mean, that's my point. But he does now, I know, but I hadn't seen him in a while. So probably this is the last time I've seen him.
Did you see that? Was that in Raleigh?
That was in Charlotte too.
Charlotte?
At PNC.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They're coming through Charlotte. Everybody is usually, unless there's some kind of stupid law. I mean, they'll hit other places too around here. Asheville, Greenville, Columbia, Raleigh. Atlanta, they'll be in all them damn places too, but they're always hitting Charlotte. They never miss. Ever. Except for that Freedom to Rock. But anyway, that was a great Motley performance. I could give a rat's ass about Tommy Lee and his stupid ass drum solos that takes a fucking hour on a slow ass roller coaster that just ain't exciting at all. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, I was there and seen him go around and around and girls tour. Yeah, that was cool at the time. I loved it. The Dr. Feelgood tour was fucking wicked. He had a set of drums hooked to the ceiling and it went on rails all the way back to the back nosebleeds. And he was back there playing in front of them, man. That was fucking cool. But when he started doing all this stupid shit, man, a roller coaster all the way in the fucking, and don't even, whatever. But Saints of Los Angeles is fucking awesome. That is a Motley Crue song from hell, and I love the fuck out of it, bro. And just a great song by Motley and a fucking wicked rocker. But Kiss was a little bit more alive that night. They had a little bit more in them, I could tell. Their sound was there. Both of them were about even on sound power, man. But it was a better show. That's why I got it ranked a spot better. But there's always a little bit lost in a concert with Kiss when they're having to share the stage with another headlining band. You're always going to miss a little bit, man, because they have to share the time with that band. See? I mean, that's why you're selling out these places, because you got two of them at the time. Kiss couldn't sell out these places by themselves. They couldn't even sell out the damn. I'll get to it, but it's the 2004 Freedom. No, the DVD, man. I got the DVD. They put a DVD.
Rock the Nation.
Rock the Nation tour. Yeah, it was a little over half capacity. But damn, never mind. Yeah, I've got to get to that one, bro. Okay. But yeah, 2012.
It was July 25th, 2012 is the show you were at. And that was at the Verizon Wireless Amphitheater in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes,
Motley Crue's set list was Saints of Los Angeles, Wild Side, Shout at the Devil, Same Old Situation, Sex, Don't Go Away, Matt, Home Sweet Home, drum solo followed by a guitar solo. That's a little bit excessive. Live Wire, Primal Scream, Dr. Feelgood, Girls, 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 and Kickstart My Heart.
Yes.
Kiss's set list was Detroit Rock City, Shout It Out Loud, I Love It Loud, Firehouse, Love Gun, War Machine, Shock Me, guitar and drum solos. Why are we doing back-to-back solos on these gigs? Hell or Hallelujah, good Lord. Bass solo, God of Thunder, Lick It Up, Black Diamond, with a single song encore of Rock and Roll All Night. Holy mailing it in. It must be because it was a dual headline deal.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. And yeah, the reason this one gets it, because they came out with Detroit Rock City. I never get tired of that. And Psycho Circus to me is a good opener if they can sing the damn thing.
Yeah.
The chorus is just, they cannot do the side. They just cannot do it. I don't know why they don't replace that with the Psycho Circus or Paul do it, you know. But that man, they just were out of sync with each other on that, dude. Their timing and I'm like, fuck, man. Open with Detroit Rock City, or open with fucking something. I Stole Your Love. Yeah, but I love Psycho Circus as an opener. I know you do. But that's when they could fucking sing it, man. And I got no problem with it. But that's my next best one. Motley Crue.
My next best or next least favorite, however you want to look at it, is I'm not sure the exact date that I was there, but it was the Vegas residency at the Joint at the Hard Rock, at the time, the Hard Rock Hotel, which no longer is the Hard Rock Hotel.
Really?
Yeah, that is now. Yeah, where the Mirage was, that's now going to be the Hard Rock.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, that was the whole reason we went to Vegas. And well, we go to Vegas every year. It just happened Kiss was going to have a residency, so we planned it around that. Don't get me wrong, it was a cool show, but I went into this with very low expectation because this was in the height of the Paul has lost his voice era. Long before he started using tracks and everything, it was just clear that his voice was shot. So I had heard, you know, from previous tours, him starting to lose his voice. So I was really skeptical about this. I did not want to be, you know, full of cringe for a Kiss show.
Yeah.
However, I was, and Darren can attest to this because he was there with me. We were both pleasantly surprised and or shocked. Yes, it wasn't peak Paul Stanley, but he did surprisingly well on this show. The set list was Detroit Rock City, Creatures of the Night, Psycho Circus, Parasite, War Machine. What a fucking set list. Tears Are Falling, Deuce, Lick It Up, I Love It Loud, Hell or Hallelujah, God of Thunder, Do You Love Me, Love Gun, Black Diamond, Shout It Out Loud, Rock and Roll All Night. The reason I wasn't crazy about this one is I don't like the way they hit the stage. They had these panels, consecutive panels. I don't know, 4, 5, 6 of them, vertical panels. So when the bombs are hitting and the smoke's going and the music's going, the panels start to shift and they almost have to turn sideways to walk between them to come out on the stage. So the effect of the boom and the pyros, we got to see because we were to the side of the front of the stage. But anybody sitting back, you don't really see that till the panels fully tilt and then they kind of walk through. It was kind of anticlimactic. But this goes to what Scott was talking about. This was the quietest fucking Kiss concert I'd ever been to in my life. I was used to going to Kiss concerts that would make my ears ring for 2 fucking days. Yep. I'll never forget this one being in the front row. I was on Paul's side / Tommy's side where they spent most of the time. And being front row, when Tommy was over in front of us, I could actually hear the pick on the strings. I mean, I've never experienced that before in my life. I don't experience that when I'm playing in my fucking house with an amp. And I could hear he was hitting it so hard and the music was coming out so, maybe because the speakers were maybe too, mounted to hit the back of the arena. I don't know, but it was so quiet. I mean, we had to speak up more than I'm doing now, but you could talk to the person next to you. How the fuck is that possible at a metal concert without screaming? And you could actually hear him hitting the strings. I'm like, what? Turn the fucking music up. What the fuck is going on? But it was a cool show. I mean, being up front like that was my first time with, I mean, they had confetti on the reunion tour, but not like this. This was the craziest. You couldn't see the fucking band, and I was in the front row with the confetti coming down. All of us got out of the hotel and back to the strip, and my wife's finding confetti in her purse. It's in our jeans pockets. We're like, how the fuck is confetti inside my clothes? I mean, it was cool, but the volume, man, at a rock show, if the volume's not there, the intensity, the energy is just not there for me.
No, that will ruin a fucking concert for me, man.
Yeah. And like all I was thinking while I was there is like, because this is around the time of Paul doing his, I'm going to tell everybody about my ear thing, and I'm going to do all this charity work for people with hearing and all this stuff. I'm thinking, is this a product of Paul being hypersensitive about ears and hearing, that he's saying, turn our volume down? I hope to hell that's not the case. And I don't know if it was or not, but that was what was going through my head, because this was the start of Paul being Mr. over emotional and oversensitive about everything. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but I'm thinking, dude, that's not what Kiss is about, motherfucker.
Where it was inside at the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
That might, now I don't know. Like I said, I can't say I've never been to Vegas, so I don't know. And I'm sure you've seen other bands there and it'd be louder. So
no, I haven't. That's the only concert I've ever seen in Vegas.
That may have been a product of Vegas then. You know, people, the reason they do that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you why, is because I've heard Eddie Trunk talk a lot on it. The Vegas residencies are just for people would just walk in and check them out and walk out and all kinds of stuff, man. It's a part of the entertainment for the hotels that get these bands, and plus they get paid a shitload, of course. So I guess if people's just going to stroll around and come in, check them out and stuff, they don't want to be. But fuck, man, don't come in there if you don't want your face fucking blown off.
I mean, that's like, that's bullshit. I hate that. I hate that fucking, let's cater to every possible person instead of what you should be catering to. It's like there's a casino on the strip now. It used to be Monte Carlo. And I don't care. I know you don't smoke. I don't care if the people out there don't smoke. Just hear me out. There is nothing that goes more hand in hand other than burgers and fries than gambling and smoking. I have known people my whole life who only smoke when they gamble. Okay. So they had Monte Carlo, right? And they recently changed it to Park MGM, and it is in Sin City on the strip of Las Vegas, not off at some station, on the strip of Las Vegas, a 100% smoke-free casino. You are catering to such a small amount of whiners. I'm not saying smokers outnumber non-smokers. What I'm saying is people who go to Las Vegas, by and large, could give two shits about any kind of health crap. They're there to drink, smoke, do drugs, gamble, look at naked chicks, everything under the Sin City umbrella, right? And you are going to change an entire fucking mega hotel casino smoke-free in the heart of Sin City. That's what it's like when you tell me, if there's any truth to what Eddie Trunk was saying, that because people are just meandering around, they don't want it to be overbearingly loud. Fuck you, then stay out. And if you don't want to be around cigarette smoke, get the fuck off the strip of Las Vegas.
You're not in there watching Frank Sinatra, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not going to get up and do the Charleston and waltz or anything while you're in there. So, yeah, man. I mean, I'm just saying that's what I get out of that, and why.
And it wouldn't surprise. It really wouldn't surprise me,
because I've never heard Kiss be quiet. Yeah, the Def
I've
Leppard
never heard
concert.
any band. There is not a band that I've been to a shit ton of concerts, professional and even in bars for local traveling bands. I've never heard a pick on strings before in my life at a
Oh,
live show.
I've never heard that either, but I've been to some concerts where the sound was just like, wait, come on, get it back here where we're at, man. Let's fucking get it going, man. Let's get some power.
Yeah.
But I mean, it sounded really good, but it just wasn't hitting us back there, man. It was not loud enough. So I
Yeah.
know what you mean, man. But Kiss ain't one of them. I mean, not
No.
in my experience. Okay. Number next. The Monster Tour. I've seen it twice. And I know Motley could be considered the tail end of the Monster Tour. I mean, but it was technically not the Monster Tour at the time when they was with Motley.
So you saw it, well, it was called the tour, I think, with
Yes.
Motley.
Yeah,
I
seen
so
that
you
one.
saw, which was supposed to be from Monster. So you saw the tour and then the full blown Monster tour.
Yeah, I've seen it twice. Once in Simpsonville, South Carolina, which is Greenville,
Okay.
and once in Charlotte at PNC, right there. They were right back there the next year or 6 months later with Motley. I mean, yeah, Kiss come around quick, man, there at one time. They was here all the fucking time. But yeah, man, that one was the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and say it. That was the beginning of me noticing.
Did you know there's a Blu-ray of that show you were at?
Huh?
Did you know there's a Blu-ray of that tour you were at in Simpsonville?
I did not.
It's a bootleg.
Yeah, because they've never been there and they ain't been back. And Paul
Yeah,
said, "We'll
it's part of
see
a,
you soon."
yeah, it's part of a fucking bootleg series.
Well, dude, I would actually like to see that motherfucker because I was there, bro. And me and my friend, he lives down there next to Clemson. So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
man. I mean, it was fucking.
No, I didn't mean
packed.
to interrupt. I just saw that when I was
No,
researching the set list.
that's fine. I want to know. I want to know something like that because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think that's the only time we've ever been there, ever.
And that
I
was
may be wrong.
That was August 13 of 2013
Yes, it was hot as
at the
hell.
Charter Amphitheater.
Yeah, outside, bro. We
Yep.
was soaking the heat, brother. That's back when I made myself drink just so I could handle the damn heat, man.
Right.
But it was now look, I think the Simpsonville show was a little better than the Charlotte show. There's one thing that stands out in my mind because I wasn't close enough to really, but I seen everything happen. I mean, they had a group called the Verve Pipe open up for them. I've never heard of them since.
Yeah.
3-piece band. Like a Rush or something, you know.
Yeah.
They wasn't bad, but no, it wasn't the Verve Pipe. God damn it. It might have been, but I know the Verve Pipe opened up for them on the reunion tour. I'm getting crossed up. I can't remember who the hell was there that night, but anyway, the way they came on at Simpsonville, I've seen it 1,000 times, it seems like. They came on with a fucking purpose there that fucking night, bro. And when they got to going on Detroit Rock City, motherfucker, bro, that's one of the best times I ever heard him sing that fucking song. I don't know if he was getting any assistance at that time. Don't give a damn. He wasn't getting a lot if he was. But they hit that note for note, stride for stride. It was not fast. It was not slow. It was fucking perfect, dude. And they rocked the hell out of that song. And we were rocking to that. They just rocked it like, man, they just going to just fucking terminate everybody in front of them, bro. They had some spunk in them that night, dude. It was a really, really good show. Some of the songs were okay. I mean, I'm sure, yeah, they had Hell of Hallelujah, and that's when everybody goes to piss or something, you know. But and they done it good, but I just don't like the song, you know. So um good show, man. Ain't got many bad Kiss shows. The only ones I've mentioned are really probably the bad Kiss shows because they were going through the motions, though, starting with this. That's the only thing I didn't like, but damn it, they made up for it on some of the tunes they played. And then when they played them, it was on the level. It was the album, by gosh, it was, they did not stray on some of these songs, and I loved it because that's what I want to hear, man. So
Well,
that
and
would be,
looking up here, the opening act was a band called Leo Gun.
there you go. I
Their
would have
set
never
list,
thought it.
not that anybody's going to know, but their set list was Let's Be Friends, What's It Gonna Take? This sounds like a hippie coffee shop band. End of the World, Medicine. Get ready for this. I'm not kidding. This song is called Piggy in the Middle. And then they ended with a song called By the Rains. No fucking idea who they are. Kiss's
If I'm
set list is amazing. Psycho Circus, which I still will stand to this day saying should always be their opening song. Shout It Out Loud, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, I Love It Loud, Heller Hallelujah, War Machine, Heaven's on Fire, Callin' Dr. Love, Say Yeah, Shock Me Into Out of This World, guitar and drum solos, bass solo, all three in a row. So if you had to take a shit, this was the time to do it. God of Thunder, Lick It Up, Love Gun, Black Diamond, Detroit Rock City. That's where it belongs, towards the end of the set, not in the opening. I Was Made for Loving You, and ending with Rock and Roll All Night.
damn, I thought they opened with Detroit Rock City.
No.
They opened with Psycho Circus, but when they played Detroit Rock City, holy shit. I mean,
That's
that's how
because
good
that song needs to be anticipated. It's not the
Yes.
intro of Detroit Rock City is not an explosive, high energy intro to a show. I've never felt that it was. And that's a
I've
song
always
like,
loved it.
yeah,
But
that's like,
it didn't bother me though. I would rather, you know, the Revenge Tour, it was down the list, man, and I loved it. Detroit Rock
yeah,
City, you can put anywhere. You can
it's,
put
it,
it anywhere.
it's arguably, obviously, most people will say Rock and Roll Night. It's arguably their most known song. That should be, and that should be, I mean, Motley Crue doesn't start their show with Kickstart My Heart. Skid Row doesn't start their show with Youth Gone Wild. I never understood why they burned that song as an opener when it doesn't even have an opening power intro.
It's just that song, man, I guess, you know, but I would like to see them close with it.
Yeah.
Not rock and roll all night. Play
Yeah.
rock and roll all night. Act like it's over with. Come back and do Detroit Rock City because you ain't done it. Everybody's gonna know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna say Kiss hadn't been bad since then, even though they had started going through the motions. They hadn't got full blown like with Motley Crue on. So, yeah, great show, man. Even the Charlotte show was great too, man. I've seen that one twice. Packed,
Yeah.
fucking hot damn. That was the tour they were letting a lot of local bands open up for them, man, just to try to get a name for themselves. I think they had somebody different. I think just about every damn where they went, man. You can double check that, but you don't have to now. But I think that was the tour they were doing. That's why these off bands like that were showing up and opening for them, which is one of the best things I've seen Kiss done in a long time. I didn't think they had the heart to do that shit, but they did. So I can't say nothing about it.
Okay. So my next one was a huge deal to me at the time, but now looking back, one of the least big Kiss shows that I've seen, stage and production wise, would have been the Animalize tour. And that was on November 3rd, 1985 at the Bismarck Civic Center. And they had Dokken opening for them. Dokken's set list at the time was Tooth and Nail, When Heaven Comes Down, Don't Close Your Eyes, Just Got Lucky, Bullets to Spare, Alone Again, Into the Fire, Breaking the Chains, and Turn on the Action.
You damn right, bro.
They had a record store called Budget Tapes and Records, and there was many locations for this throughout the years before those stores went extinct. This one was downtown in a little corner store that was mostly glass windows, and you could do a meet and greet with Dokken. And Dokken was huge at that time on MTV. I was crazy about George Lynch. We walked down there. We never did go in because the line was around the fucking corner of the block, but we walked by the windows. You could see Dokken inside. It was very fucking cool. The Kiss set list at the time was Detroit Rock City, Colt Gin, Creatures of the Night, Fits Like a Glove. We don't know why. Heaven's on Fire, guitar solo, Under the Gun. We don't know why. War Machine, drum solo, Young and Wasted with Eric Carr on vocals, bass solo, I Love It Loud, I Still Love You, Love Gun, Black Diamond.
You seen that concert?
Encore. Yeah, that was my second Kiss concert. The encore was Lick It Up and Rock and Roll All Night. Now, Lick It Up, the encore had Oh Susanna on the intro. I can tell you, I have no memory of that to this day, but I do recall on Revenge, I thought it was cool when Eric Carr was doing it, or Eric Singer. Reading this right now is the first time I realized that I had seen that done by Eric Carr. But keep in mind, this is 85. I'm 12, right? Or 13 years old. So my memory is slim. I remember with these older shows, I remember impactful visuals. That's about it. I mean, I don't have an eidetic memory. I wasn't blessed like that, or some could say it's actually a curse.
I'll remember a song or two, man. It's hard to remember all of it, bro.
But I remember it was insanely fucking loud. I remember just being fucking blown away because this was before the Animalize, or at least before I saw the Animalize live uncensored on MTV. When those stairways came down, I was shitting my pants. I think it actually blew out the back of my pants when they came down on that UFO light rig thing with the smoke coming out. I was like, holy fuck. I mean, that was
the best part of the concert.
Yeah. To a young guy like me at the time, 12, 13 years old, that shit was bigger than life.
15, man.
Yeah.
I just turned 16. My birthday's in December. It was right around Christmas, and my sister got me the ticket for my.
Yeah, and of course, this was March 11th for me, of 85. So very, very fucking cool. But looking back in hindsight, stage-wise, it was one of the smallest productions I saw.
I agree with that, and like I said, I've got to get to that, and I will. That's amazing, Dokken, man. Let me tell you, I wanted to touch on that. I've always been a fucking super fan of Dokken. Not super fan, but I've always loved just about all their stuff. Not everything, but to me, you've seen the tour of my favorite album by them, Tooth and Nail. Hot damn, bro, that is a fucking rocking. And Turn on the Action, get the hell out of Dodge, bro. Get out of here. Right? Bullets to Spare, Alone Again. Man, what a freaking album.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with next one. Oh my gosh. This one's going to be the End of the Road Tour 2019. I've seen it twice too. Now, one of the absolutely most spectacular, if not the most,
What city were you in?
Columbia, South Carolina, and the year 2019, I think 2018, we were in Charlotte at PNC because they were a couple of months, I think, between those. I was able to take my kids to both of them. And the reason I took them to the Columbia one was because, see, the Charlotte one was first, and Charlotte's outside at that point in time. And we were back,
Columbia or Colonial? Oh, the
Columbia,
Colonial Life
South,
Arena. Colonial Life Arena in Columbia. Yeah.
Columbia, South Carolina. Yep. And Charlotte, I would hold them up because they was little, then I'd set them up on the wall. They'd watch. The one cool thing that when we were standing at the end of the gate, the stage was right over here and we was kind of to the side, and we was get stopped on the walkway and let them look for a little bit. There was this security guy come up there and give them 2 picks, one in Tommy Thayer and one Gene Simmons. And I guess where they were throwing them out and stuff, and the security got a couple of them, and he gave them to them. So I got them put up for them. But it was a great show, absolutely spectacular. But Columbia blew it a fucking way. That was inside, bro, and that's what I love outside shows, but inside to me is the dominant performances, the full power. You don't miss anything. We all could see good where we were sitting at that time, and they really got to soak it in, man. And one of the nuclearest shows I've ever seen, if not the flame throwing is hot damn. They heated that damn place up, brother. I mean, we was sweating in there, man. Air was on though, felt good, but it was right before COVID. We got lucky. They canceled tours right after us, man. It was getting ready. COVID was getting ready to hit in. We got in and got the concert right before things went to hell, like a week or two, man. I said, man, we got lucky as shit. But and look, man, David Lee Roth was fucking awesome. Now, Charlotte, they had a guy painting, jamming on metal. Okay, really? You can't grab Skid Row or Rad or Tesla. I'm sure some of them guys would bleed to open up for y'all right now. Just, it don't matter how many shows, man. Just grab somebody. But we got to watch this guy play loud, hard rock music and paint a fucking sculpture. Okay, whatever. But David Lee Roth was there in Columbia, and he was fucking great. And Kiss was great, but you knew what was going on. I wanted it to go on because I damn sure didn't want to hear the real thing. It would have just destroyed all the fucking everything. But I wanted the kids to see them good, not moving around. I wanted them, because that was it. That's it. That was the last run, man. Very great, very good show, man. Eric Singer, that's the best drum solo I ever seen him do. He really impressed me that night, man. He beat the rings off them son bitches, dude. And I mean, it was loud. That's what I wanted to hear at the Def Leppard show, at the Motley Crue. I wanted to hear that. I mean, the drums is everything to me, man. You can't have weak drums, bro. You cannot.
Not live. Not live.
No, sir. No, sir. These were bass thumping, hard, fucking vibrating the whole damn
If
place.
you are at a live rock or metal show and that bass drum isn't literally vibrating your rib cage, they're not doing it right.
Something's going on. Yep. Something's going on. And I understand shit happens, man. But I've been lucky with Kiss, man. As many times as I've seen them, They have not had bad sound. They were just not as jacked as Def Leppard that night. That's it. The sound was good. Um, but they've always had the perfect sound, and you got to have that, and they do. Great show. Uh, very entertaining. Kids loved it. I loved it. It was a good going out, you know. Yeah, I'd love to seen it in other ways go out, but you got to take what you can get. And it was almost, believe it or not, it was almost emotional.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, um, like that's the last time I'm going to see my brother or something, you know, or, you
Well,
know, dude, yeah, man. Like,
that's it.
and then they have to play God Gave Rock and Roll to you afterwards, you know. Put on something that kicks you in the face, man. Don't leave people depressed. Hell, they'll be cutting their wrist out in the parking lot. But anyway,
Okay. Well, let's recap this one here. The February 11th, 2020 set list at Colonial Life Arena, Columbia, South Carolina for David Lee Roth was You Really Got Me, Beautiful Girls, Unchained, Panama, Jamie's Crying, Tobacco Road, Running with the Devil, Just Like Paradise, Ain't Talking About Love, Just a Gigolo / I Ain't Got Nobody, and Jump. We go to
I wanted
Kiss.
to hear. I wanted to hear Dance the Night Away so fucking bad, bro.
We go to Kiss in Columbia, and their set list was Detroit Rock City, Shout It Out Loud, Deuce, Say Yeah, I Love It Loud, Heaven's on Fire, Tears Are Falling, War Machine, Lick It Up, Calling Dr. Love, 100,000 Years, Drum Solo, Cold Gin, Guitar Solo, Bass Solo, God of Thunder, Psycho Circus, Parasite, Love Gun, I Was Made for Loving You, Black Diamond, encore of Beth, Crazy Nights, and Rock and Roll All Night to the tune of 24 fucking songs. Now that was your show in Columbia. The set list did change in Charlotte's at the PNC Music Pavilion on August 10th of 2019 that you saw. So we will go and compare. The first one I will give you is the Columbia, and the next one will be Charlotte. We'll compare track to track. Yeah, Detroit Rock City, Detroit Rock City. Shout It Out Loud, Shout It Out Loud. Deuce, Deuce. Say Yeah, I Love It Loud, I Love It Loud. Heaven's on Fire, Heaven's on Fire. Here's where they mix it up. In Columbia, we then went to War Machine. In Charlotte, we went to, wait a minute, whoops, back it up. In Columbia, we went to Tears Are Falling at number 7 after Heaven's on Fire. In North Carolina, it was War Machine after Heaven's on Fire. And then you went into Lick It Up in Columbia. In North Carolina, it went into Lick It Up as well. Dr. Love, 100,000 years, drum solo, Cold Gin, drum solo, Cold Gin, guitar solo, bass solo, guitar solo, bass solo, God of Thunder, Psycho, Parasite, God of Thunder, Psycho, Let Me Go Rock and Roll. And then Love Gun, I Was Made for Loving You, Black Diamond, Love Gun, I Was Made for Loving You, Black Diamond, encore of Beth, Crazy Nights, Rock and Roll Night, Beth, Crazy Nights, Rock and Roll Night. So you got 2 alternative songs in, God damn it. Where was it? I fucking lost my place. So you got Let Me Go Rock and Roll on one and Parasite on the other. And then you got Tears Are Falling on one and War Machine on the other. You got War Machine on both, but in a different place.
Yeah.
Tears Are Falling was only on one, and instead of Tears Are Falling, did they replace it? 24 tracks? No, you got one less track. So they did not do Tears Are Falling on the Charlotte. So Charlotte had one less song, and they switched Let Me Go Rock and Roll from Parasite.
Yeah, man. That fucking Tears Are Falling, brother. I remember.
Yeah, and they
that.
fucking. That's. I'll go back to a side note. That made me go ape shit at that Vegas residency. That's the first time I'd heard that live in person, because there was a gap where, unless, and we'll get to it, unless they played it on Hot in the Shade. But at least, even if it was on Hot in the Shade, it was the first time in decades that I'd heard them do that at the Vegas residency. And I almost dislocated my shoulder throwing my fist in the air for that fucking intro. I mean, it's just, I love that fucking song.
That was worth the fucking Charlotte show in itself. Just
Hell
to
yeah.
get that song. I've never heard them play it a ton, but I have heard them play it a few times live. And why the hell they ever stray away from that, get rid of Lick It Up or get rid of Heaven's on Fire, I don't give a damn which one, and put that one in permanently. They do it so well, bro. I don't understand why you would not realize that. But anyway, I'll go off. One thing I did not like about I like Crazy Nights live. It was good. They actually played. They done a damn good job on it. I'll say that. They sung the hell out of it. Good. It was really good. The drums sounded good in that show. The intro, man, it just fucking vibrated the goddamn stadium. But I wanted Do You Love Me One More Time, man. They were doing it. They were switching that one and Crazy Nights out on that tour. And I got the Crazy Nights instead of Do You Love Me. But that's okay. But damn, that would have been unbelievable. Them drums sounding like that. But that's it. Good, great. One of the best as far as stage shows. And Pyro, man, they probably had to be choreographed to stage that on that damn tour, not be at the wrong place, the wrong damn time. Shit. It's like Ace said, man. He said, live 2 and on, man, you better not be at the wrong spot on the damn stage at the wrong time, or you was a barbecue chicken.
Yeah,
man.
All right, I'm trying to get some facts here.
You go ahead. Who was the opening? Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, it was. I done said David Lee Roth, and yeah, the painter. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that I can't imagine seeing that. That would have pissed me the fuck off.
The guy was awesome, but damn, we want to see somebody rock. We want to get amped up, bro. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, come on, give me a fucking break. It's supposed to be a concert, not some, magic show or anything else. I just can't understand why, and that's Paul's doing, right? That's of course Paul's doing. But
the final decision is his, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Always Paul's final decision.
We all know that Paul's got the final say because Gene is the puppy dog.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul's the man, and anything that can be blamed should be blamed on Paul. As much as I love him, he is.
I only blame him for the last. I know I blame him for a lot of things, but I blame a lot of them, and that's one damn discussion that we may wind up having to. I don't know, cut into 2 sections. If not, I mean, we can go through the whole thing when we get on it, but that's really going to be a good one there.
All right. So we go to my next, and I'm coupling these two together. We're going to go to the reunions. This is not going to be a popular fucking thing for people.
Did you wait a minute? Whoa, is your thing turned up? Am I hearing you right? Did you just say reunion?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I definitely am.
You accidentally did, but that wasn't what you was talking about. Okay, I understand. I got you. We all fuck up, man. Hey, it's all right. Yeah.
All right, so I'm trying to get the facts right here.
All right.
This was in April 26, 1997. Now, there were some noteworthy things here. There was a massive flood in the Fargo Grand Forks area, the eastern part of North Dakota. And I believe they sold special shirts to raise money for the community. So that was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I went into this one super excited because though I had seen Kiss in makeup, I had never seen Ace Frehley or Peter Criss ever. So this wasn't, obviously, if you watch his channel, you know, I wish the Revenge lineup would have continued forever. But going into this, we were front row. Believe it or not, we got front row, almost fucking center tickets, off to the Paul side a little bit. And this, I am not kidding you, when that curtain dropped and they came out, I had fucking tears rolling down. It was the most fucking surreal experience of my life. Growing up from 5 years old, worshiping these makeup faces, costumes, bigger than life, standing right in front of me. My first and only before this makeup tour was Creatures of the Night. I was 9-10 years old, and I was at the back of our arena, you know, so seeing not only after all this time the original four in makeup, but having them standing right in fucking front of me, it was beyond emotional.
Yeah.
The opening acts for this were Ted Nugent and Skid Row. This was Skid Row with the now deceased.
Not to interrupt you. You're talking about the farewell tour. That's Skid Row and Ted Nugent, not the reunion.
Yeah. Sorry. The farewell. I didn't mean reunion. Farewell.
Okay.
But I knew this was going to be. So forget about that. The reunion is where I fucking was all emotional about it. The farewell, yes, you are correct. The farewell was emotional as well because I knew at this point in time Kiss was not going to be done. I just knew it because every band does this, and they were still relatively young. You know what, in their 50s. You know, you knew this wasn't going to be the end, but I knew this was the last time I was going to see this lineup together. And I had excitement. Because I thought in my ignorant mind, this experiment was over and they'd be bringing Bruce and Eric back, going without the makeup and picking up where they left off. So I was excited with the possibility of that, but I was also bummed because this had been a cool journey. But the show itself, from what I remember, and I remember
badass.
Yeah, it was a great show, but I remember them really almost looking disinterested. And that was shocking to me. Because I'd never seen Kiss look like they could give two shits. I know you talked about it, Paul out there, you know, for two songs looking like he could give a shit in the band. But this is the first time I experienced it. And I had experienced things in the reunion tour at the hotel that made me understand there was problems behind the scenes. And I'll get to that when I talk about the reunion tour.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, but I did not know.
Telling you guys, y'all don't need to be up here. Yeah. Who the fuck are you, man?
I did not know they were on this bad of terms at this point. So that would explain it. Yeah, that would explain a lot of it, I think. But
Nobody did.
I saw this twice, and I'm lumping them together because the reason I'm doing that is I saw these on consecutive days. I saw these on July, what is it? July 14th of 2000 and the 15th, I believe, 2000.
Yes.
Yes.
2000.
Yeah. So I saw them in Fargo. No, I'm sorry, not the 15th. Um, what the hell's going on? My thing's all screwed up. I apologize, people. I somehow
No,
I
it's
got
okay, man.
that's
They
what
were
threw me off. I got my website screwed up and I was
on
quoting
that
the
tour.
wrong one.
On that tour, they were in Charlotte in April, and they were in Greenville the next night. We doubled duty. I mean, it was 2 nights in a row, bro. We had to get home because we didn't get a hotel in Charlotte because we're going to be in Greenville the next night. So we get the hotel in Greenville for the next night because I told my fiance at the time, I said, "There ain't no way in hell I'm driving back from Greenville after this." We barely got home late that night. We were partying like hell, man. And we got freaking showered straight to bed, man. Woke up the next day, didn't want to, and got up, got our shit together, man. Started drinking V8 fruit juice, just anything to get your vitamins in your body.
Right.
Getting everything together. Everybody, let's go, let's do it. You know, everybody's meeting up, and we head down to Greenville, and we stay at a Hyatt, which is right there. We walked to the damn Bilo Center is what it was called. It's called Bond Secures now. We just walked it up the damn street. That way nobody's leaving this place in the car. 2 nights of partying, man. And we went back to the motel. Just a little funny story. We went back to the motel after that damn show. We had like 10, 15 people with us. And we had 2 rooms. We got 2 rooms for everybody to just pass out in if they didn't want to drive. I'm in the elevator, man, and I noticed, before I go to the front door, I'm like, damn, there's an awful lot of fucking people following us. They must be staying down here too, whatever. We go in the door, everybody gets the elevators packed. We get to our floor, everybody's getting off. I'm like, damn, that's just convenient. And everybody's following us because everybody's saying, yeah, we're going to party, blah, blah, blah. And I am 2 nights of partying, brother. I'm ready to fall on my face. I turned around and looked at everybody. I said, hey, I'll be with y'all in a little bit. Party's in that room right there, right over there. And my cousin was already in that room with a chick. I just sent him in there, man. I didn't know what they was doing because he left the concert early. I said, boy, I rode his ass, man, just to take her back to the motel room. Boy, are you crazy? But I sent them all in there on him, and I got in there. Me and Trina got in there, and I locked that damn door. And I woke up on the bed the next morning with my clothes still on, face down. I got up, went outside, and jumped in the swimming pool thinking it was going to be half warm. And you talking about somebody hyperventilating, it woke my ass up. That's all I wanted to say. That was a hell of a night, bro. Holy shit.
Okay, so I finally figured out where I was at. I did not see this one twice. I was mixing the reunion and farewell together. So this is the one with the flood, like I said, that I saw in Fargo. It was at the Fargo Dome. And let me make sure I click on the right damn thing this time. Thank you. God dang it. All right. So Uncle Ted started with stormtrooping, paralyzed, wang, dang, sweet poontang, Red House, Free for All, Dog Eat Dog, Kiss My Ass, Cat Scratch Fever, Stranglehold, and The Great White Buffalo. Kiss had Detroit Rock City, Deuce, Shout It Out Loud, I Love It Loud, Shock Me, Firehouse, Do You Love Me, Calling Dr. Love, Heaven's on Fire, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, 2000 Man, Guitar Solo, Psycho Circus, Lick It Up, Bass Solo, God of Thunder, Cold Gin, 100,000 Years, Drum Solo, Love Gun, Black Diamond, Encore of Beth, and Rock and Roll All Night. The takeaways here, like I said, now that I got my goddamn tours straight, was how cool it was that they made t-shirts specific to raise money for the Fargo Grand Forks area, more so the Grand Forks area, which is roughly 90 miles to the north of Fargo. And the fact that they just didn't seem to have the energy or the give a shit. The set list was cool. The tour, what I can lump in here is, and I'm not alone with this, I've seen a lot of people over the years say this, from the reunion on up to the farewell, these were some of the most forgettable Kiss stage productions, especially that reunion tour. It was pretty much just one giant stage, right? There was no giant backdrop.
With a big video screen in the background.
Yeah, I mean, so there was nothing to really take away visually from this show or the reunion other than the sight of the guys, right? And maybe that's what it's all about. But I don't remember, had there been the giant 50-foot or whatever flashing Kiss logo, and I don't think there was. I think it was a big goddamn video screen. It'd have been cooler. What's that? What are you doing? You're tapping on a microphone or something. What are you doing?
No, I'm just saying. I'm looking at some stuff on my.
No, but are you tapping on something that's picking up in the mic? Not now, but were you?
Not really. I don't think so.
Okay, I could hear like something. That right there.
Yeah, and I might have been this right here.
Yeah, that's picking up big time.
I'm hitting. I'm tapping on this. It's just a nervous twitch, man. My hand over here. It'll be down here. It'll be over here. It'll be on my berries. It'll be tapping this right here. I mean, it's just nerve, dude. Yeah.
Gotcha.